You're a high achieving perfectionist, and yet you still ruminate over making a mistake, and how this is affecting your ability to actually do the great job that you want to do. So, whenever you make a mistake and you start ruminating over it, even if it's a fixable mistake, something inside of you gets triggered, and basically you spiral into this overthinking and overanalyzing mode. What went wrong? How could I've done better? And stuff like that. This actually prevents you from clearly seeing the best solution to fix that mistake. So then it means you're gonna delay the fixing of it, or the fixing of it is not gonna be as effective because you're gonna be in such a fear to make another error. So that is quite hindering because it's obviously gonna cost time on, whatever you're trying to do, and it's gonna cost you your mental space, and you're just gonna be really like laser focused on that one bit. So that emotional attachment to the mistake is going to start lowering your self-confidence. And if you're not self-confident, then obviously your performance is not going to be as good, because confidence is something that we need when we do our jobs. And also this preoccupation of self-criticism and fear of imperfection, fear of making mistakes, self-doubt and anxiety is going to put an additional strain onto your professional relationships, and probably even onto your personal relationships, because perfectionism is something that kind of extends to a lot of areas in our lives. So especially if you're managing people, or you're a leader, you're a manager, you have a team working with you or for you and reporting to you, your fear of making that mistake or making any mistakes and being, fear of not being perfect, fear of failing and stuff like that is gonna transfer onto your team as well, because when your team makes a mistake, it's like, you're taking responsibility for that, so you're gonna want to control them as well and micromanage, and no one needs micromanagers. And basically another thing out of that is that fear also will kind of prevent you from delegating things, and the less you delegate and the more you kind of pile to yourself, the more stressed and overworked and anxious you're going to become. So it all kind of is leading to burnouts and stuff like that. So what you need to do is to shift your mindset slightly to accepting that mistakes are part of learning process, to actually learning from them and putting proactive steps to rectify them, and just instead of that fear, having that healthy outlook at, what, okay, this has been done now, what can we do to fix it? It's like it doesn't matter whose fault it is. It kind of doesn't matter whether, what if I've done this way or that way or the third way, maybe this would have been better. That's it, it's done, the mistake is there now, we're here. So it's like almost you have to like take yourself to the point that it's done and think about the rectification of it, and that is it. And that fear of rumination and fear is not gonna speed the process, really. Also, just know that it's okay to ask your boss to support you. It's okay to ask your team questions if you don't know answers. It's okay to involve a team of experts to help you rectify that mistake, depending on the mistake, obviously. And also, it is okay to seek for any type of emotional, mental, psychological support and help, because you don't want to be always stressing about mistakes and failures and not actually enjoying the role that you probably have worked all your life to achieve, and now being in the state where you're like just looking for that perfection and just trying to appear perfect and stressing about it, and putting yourself under so much pressure that you just like cease to enjoy it and you become burnt out. So it's okay to ask for help.